Hey, good evening, guys. Alright, so my name is LJ, Gentles is the last name. I'm about to do a 10-minute video with a quick business presentation that was introduced to me about a year and 4 months ago. Alright, but first, let's start this way. Who am I? Alright, I said my name is LJ, Gentles is the last name. I built this business that I'm about to show you full-time. Alright, I used to be employed as I was a detective up until about 4 months ago. I'm now fully retired, unemployable, and I built this business full-time, like I just said. I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you the potential of what this is. First thing, allow me to explain something to you. I realize a lot of persons don't know the difference between a job and a business opportunity. Now, a business opportunity makes you an entrepreneur. A job is when someone owns your time. Now, within a business opportunity, you determine your income. Within a job, someone else determines your income. Within a business opportunity, if you want to make, or if you want to change how much you make, that is possible. Within a job, you can't. Right? It doesn't mean no matter how much more work you put in, you can't change the outcome because your pay is set. Within a business opportunity, if you want to make $1, you know how to make it. If you want to make $100,000, you know how to make it. If you want to make $1 million, you know how to make it. But that's not offered to you anywhere else. Now, let me explain to you something briefly as to why it is that I built this business. Now, a year ago, I was introduced by a very wealthy man. His name is Ty Crandall. You can look him up. He's on Facebook, all over the place. Ty Crandall sat me down and along with a couple other people, and he introduced this business to me. Now, he said to me at the time that, what is it that I want to do with my life? What kind of career do I want? And I said to him that, I've always wanted to be an executive of some big firm. I didn't have a set career goal in mind. I just know I wanted a job that pays well. And then he laughed at me, and I was like, why are you laughing? And he pretty much said to me that from you pick a job, your lifestyle is picked for you, right? Whatever job you decide, your lifestyle is picked, because whatever your income is, that's what determines how your life will be. If you want a great life, you can't pick a job. You pick a life, and then you pick something that will take you there. And the average person seems to think that working will take you there, because we were taught this: school, work, retire, and then die. How many people do we know thus far that this has worked for? Hasn't worked for any, if any at all. The only thing that is certain here is this: we spend majority of our young life here, then we move to here, and then we do 40 hours a week for 40 years, and then retirement, we retire on less than what we were making here, and then we expect this to work. Now, our parents before has done that, our friends, our family, everybody that we know has used this method. But how many people do you know that this has worked for? This method has stopped working years ago, guys. Right? I saw this and I realized that it didn't work. But what happens is most of us traverse this path because this is all we know. We sincerely believe that school is pretty much the way to go. And I'm not bashing school because, yeah, education is all fine and dandy. But I think we seek the wrong type of education. We seek academic education. Right? That can only get you so far. Like, when last have you used something like algebra? Yeah? When have you used that within your life? So what happens is that instead of seeking academic education, I think we should seek financial education. Because if you're seeking to learn how to cook, you learn from somebody who can cook. You learn from a chef. If you're seeking to learn how to trim, you learn from a barber. You learn from somebody who can cut hair. But if you're learning financial, if you're learning how to be wealthy in life, you're learning to have a great life, why do we learn from broke people? We allow our friends to influence our decisions, we allow our family to influence our decisions, we allow teachers to influence our decisions. But all those people are broke. So how can somebody who knows nothing on the topic teach you on the topic? And that's what I was exposed to, a different way of thinking. And this wealthy person sat me down, he showed me how to do this business, and he offered to train, teach and coach and mentor me into making it work for me, right? Because this is a business, and who determines if it works for you? You. No one else determines it but you. So I'm gonna run you through exactly what he explained to me to make me decide that this was pretty much what I had to do in order to have a great life. Right? He said to me, that I read this book as a matter of fact. Let me not tell you what he said. Let me tell you facts from what I read. I read this book called Business in the 21st Century. You can also look that book up. It's all over the place. Now it talks about, it was written by an author called Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote that book with the help of Donald Trump a couple years ago, and it talks about a new way of building business, because he says there's 4 legal ways by which money is made. You're either employed, self-employed, a business owner, or an investor. Now I'm sure we can agree that those are the 4 legal ways. Now this is what is called a cash flow quadrant, where he explains how money is dispersed throughout our economy. Now he says that if you're employed or self-employed, it means that you're on this side of the quadrant, which is called the left side, and then thus you only have 24 hours in your day. Now if you have 24 hours within your day, that means however amount of money you make is limited to that 24 hours, right? Because here what you do is you trade time for money. So he went on to say that if you trade time for money, then your money is only limited to 24 hours. So he says, as an employee, you pretty much sell your most important asset, which is time. Then he went on to say self-employed persons now, they sometimes make more money than employed persons, but he calls them slaves. Because as a self-employed person, which is a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a taximan, somebody who owns a shop, somebody who does any carpentry, electricians, those people are self-employed. But what happens to them if they get sick? They don't make money. If the hairdresser gets sick, she doesn't eat. If the barber gets sick, they can't trim her hair, they don't eat. If something happens to them, their business stops, and thus their income stops. So sometimes an employed person is in a better spot than these people, because as an employed person you make money sometimes when you're sick. But here, on this side, once you don't have time to trade, you'll never make any money. But let me tell you about the difference with these guys now. He says, business owner has 500 employees or 500 partners or more. No, for having 500 partners or more, this guy has 524 hours. So he'll make 500 times whatever amount of money you make, right? So on this side, these guys pretty much develop a system that makes money for them. Over here, you work for every dollar you earn, right? And thus forth, you only have 24 hours, so your earning is very limited. No, he went on to say that 98% of the world is on this side. 2% of the world is on this side. Now, that was very sad, because it pretty much said that everybody you know is either employed or self-employed, and the few people who are business owners are investors, like the Mahfouds, the Azans, and the Stewarts. You know, those household names that you grew up hearing about, the wealthy people. Now think about it. Now, do you ever recall going to school with any of these people? Any Azan, any Mahfoud, any Stewarts? I doubt it, because those people they're not taught the same things that we're taught. They were private school and homeschool. They were taught to build businesses and to be millionaires. You were taught to be employed. Now, let me explain to you why I say that. In this cash flow quadrant, this research done by multimillionaires, it says that the 98% of us only earn 2% of all the money in the world. These people earn 98% of all the money in the world. So, I was mind-boggled with this quadrant as to, wow, all of us that are over here, we only make pot scrapings. These people have a massive amount of money, right? So it was very simple to me to decide after being seeing this where I want to be on this quadrant. So obviously I want to be over here where the money is abundant and time is abundant. But how do I get from here to here? Right? And the business I'm about to show you is pretty much a quick, simple way to transition from here to here. But when I say quick and simple, because it is quick and simple, but what it's going to take is hard work, determination, and believe me, ambition above all. Right? It's going to take some serious guts and some serious heart and a lot of help. Right? So what happens is this, because here it says the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. And let me explain to you why I believe that these people actually make 100% of every dollar. Because as an employee, you work for these guys. What happens? These guys then pay you your 2%. Now when they pay you your 2%, what do you do with it? You take it and you pay bills? Or you buy food at the supermarket or whatever. They are the ones who own the bill company. They own all of that. So you took your 2% and gave it back to them. Thus you're no broke. So you have to go back to work to get 2% to give it back to them again. And then everybody's stuck in this cycle for the next 40 years. And then they wonder, is that all life had to offer? 40 years of that cycle, right? But then That's just the system. That's how we were taught. We were raised to go to school to learn how to be employed. And the higher educated we are, the more inclined we are to be employed. If you do your research, you'll realize that most of the bosses today are very uneducated. Most of the people who are multimillionaires today didn't go to college. They didn't do all of that fancy stuff that most of us do. You know what they did? Because they weren't educated enough to start a business, to get a job, they started a business. And when they started their business, they employed smart people to run their business. They employed all those nice college graduates with PhDs and masters and all that to run their business. And then they make the millions as the uneducated ones, and then they give the educated people pocket change. And that's what has been happening for decades. But hey, let me show you a quick simple business example now. Right? This business, very simple business, right? This is going to be a quick synopsis, so pay attention. I'm going to go very quickly. Now, this is how this works. You are in partner with two companies, Amway, another one called Worldwide Group. When you get involved in this business, you become what is called an IBO, means an independent business owner. You are your own boss. Amway is pretty much your supplier. Worldwide Group are your teachers and your coaches. Now, so you are your own boss. You decide how you build your business. These people want to give you advice. These people provide you with the means by which to do your business. Now, let me explain how this business works. Or let me tell you about Amway. Firstly, a lot of people have a lot of misconception about these guys. There's a lot of crap going around. A lot of people didn't do their research or say. Well, let me tell you specifically what they are. This company is a 57 years old manufacturing company. They are in 154 countries around the world. This company makes $12 billion US per year. Now they pay back 40% of that 12 billion to people like me, plus you. Now why do they pay back 40% of that 12 billion to us? It's because we put every dollar of this $12 billion there. This company is a manufacturing company that chooses not to advertise because they view advertising as a waste of money. Now think about it. When an ad comes on TV, there's millions of products that advertise on TV every day that you don't buy. But somebody had to pay for that ad. So when the company keeps advertising and you don't buy, they keep losing money. Now think about it. Let's use iCool. Now an iCool advertises on TV every minute. When you're on TV, sitting in your house watching TV and iCool advertise, do you run out to go and buy yourself some iCool? I highly doubt it. Every time you see the ad, you don't go and buy it. You don't run and go and buy iCool. You buy iCool when you feel for it. You buy anything that advertises when you feel for it. So the company realizes that advertising does not mean somebody will buy something. So they say, listen, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do another way, which is called direct marketing or direct selling. Meaning, I'm no longer going to advertise. I'm going to use the consumer as my advertising. That 40% which I would have used, right? That 40% of the 12 billion that they would have used to do ads, they say, hey, I'm not going to do ads. I'm going to pay the consumer that 40% to be my ad campaign. So you're pretty much the person who advertises this product. This product moves only through word of mouth marketing, which if you did any form of marketing, you'd know that that is the best form of marketing because people trust people they know, not ad campaigns. So what happens is this now. Amway is a manufacturing company of millions of products, thousands of products. The only thing Amway does not sell is rice and flour, chicken, tin food. They sell everything else, right? So everything else that you would buy anyway, this company sells. So this company says, listen, I'm going to pay you for buying from me, right? Instead of advertising, I'm going to pay you to buy my product, right? And probably tell somebody else about it. That's what I'm going to pay you for, being my ad campaign. So the company says, listen, how do they know how much money to pay you for what you do? They put points on every product, meaning every product carries a point value. Like they have energy drinks. An energy drink, case of that is for about 7.92 points. One single energy drink is like 0.66 points. So they're saying your aim is to make 150 of those points per month. Now, how do you make 150 points? 3 ways. 3 ways are pretty much like this. Hold on, let me check to see if it's a bit dark. Okay guys, so we got some light. Now, so I'm saying you should make 150 of those points. Now, how do you make those points? 3 ways, as I said. First way, personal use. Meaning, if you buy a product, use it. Meaning, if you buy a toothpaste, brush your teeth with it. Because if you're in business with a company that allows you to get paid for using your own products, then why not use them? It makes sense, doesn't it? So if you're in a business with a company that says, hey, I'm going to pay you to wear the shirt you wear every day. How often will you wear it? Chances are you wear it every day. You wear it in your sleep, just to ensure that you get the maximum amount of money from it. So this company says they sell everything that you already buy. So they're saying switch where you buy stuff, right? Switch your point of purchase. So they're saying right now you buy from a supermarket, right? You buy from a supermarket, right? When you spend your money at the supermarket, what do you get back? Goods. But you pay for his house, his car, and his lifestyle. Amway now allows you with the ability to open your own store, because Amway doesn't sell to any supermarket, any wholesale, or any major conglomerate. They only sell directly to people like me and you, sell directly to the consumer. So what? One, the consumer gets that one, the best price. And two, the consumer now has the ability to open a business or start a business with this product. So it's your store, right? What do you do with your store? When you shop at your store, you spend the same amount of money, yeah, or less money because it's yours. What do you get back? Goods. But then that pays for your house, your car, and your lifestyle. Right? I hope you understand that. And your company still compensates you for buying from them instead of buying from the competition. Because think about it like this. When I woke up this morning, I didn't buy anything. I brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I bathed. I'm pretty sure you did the same thing. But the difference is I got paid to do that. You didn't. Because I get paid to use my products. I got paid to use the soap I use to wash my face, paid to use the toothpaste I use to brush my teeth, paid to use my bathing soap. When my clothes dirty, I get paid to wash it. I get paid to do the same things you do. You don't get paid to do it. Right? But what happens? Now, people like Usain Bolt get paid millions to use their own products, millions to put in our Puma shoes, millions to drink some Gatorade, but nobody's going to pay you because you're not a celebrity. But this company says you are, and then now they're going to pay you like you are a celebrity. So the company says you're supposed to do 150 of those points per month, every month, from the first to the end. You're supposed to do 150 points. Now, you do it three ways. First way, personal use. Remember, buy it, use it. Second way is to get clients. Now, meaning, if you buy a pack of toothpaste, which carries 6 toothpaste in there, you can't brush your teeth with 6 toothpaste for the month, no matter how hard you try. So what the company recommends you do, you take 1 and 2 for yourself, personal use it, but then you sell the other 4 to friends and family, right? Or strangers if you don't have supportive friends and family. So a lot of people seeing people doing clients, getting clients for the product, but then think it's a selling business, but it's not. People are just finishing up their 150 because after they finish their 150, they don't need to sell anymore, right? Final way, online. Meaning, when you get registered in this business, you get an online website. That website now allows you to sell to people in America, Canada, and some Caribbean countries. That online store is already pre-set up for you. You go on, you put your picture on it, fix it, and you get a link. You take that link, and then you send it to your friends and family. They'll click on it like how they click on Amazon or another site. They'll purchase whatever they want to purchase. From the moment they purchase it, you get your points. Now, when they get your points, the product is delivered to them. You don't even know when that happens. And you get your points, you also get paid. Now listen, if you bought a product for $10 for yourself, you would not sell it back for $10. You'd probably sell it for $15 or $20 to make profit. So it's the same thing on your online store. Amway is going to hike up the price for you. Then your price is $10. But they're going to, when somebody goes on your online store, they'll see $15 or $20. So right away, Amway is going to take their $10 and send you your $5 or your $10 profit on your check every month. So you make money online if you had clients, and you also get paid for your points. Now let me show you how much money you'd make for doing 150 points. If you did 150 points in the month's period that you were told, you'd make $66 US. Is that a lot of money? I doubt it. It's not a lot of money. That's about $7,800. But that $7,800 that Colgate would never have sent you, because I'm sure Colgate has never sent you $1 since you've been buying Colgate. Sure, iCool has never sent you $1 since you've been buying iCool. So this says switch where you shop, and then you're going to make profit for selling it if you choose to sell it. But if you don't, I'm going to pay you back a percentage of what it is that you spent with me. Alright, so you spend $10, I'm going to give you back a percentage of your $10. So that's simple. But if you did 150 in the month like you were taught, then you should make 66 US dollars as your pay for doing 150 points. Now, it's a bit close, so let me go a little bit lower on that. So you did your 150 from the 3 ways you were taught: personal use, online, and getting some clients. Now, don't you think you'd know some people that want to make money doing the same? And think about it like this: making 66 US dollars is not what you're aiming to make. That's a small business. Right there, if you stop operating, you stop making money. You want to make a big business that pays you even when you're sleeping. So how do you do that? Think about it. The man who owns KFC, if he only had one KFC in Jamaica, would he make as much money as he makes today? I highly doubt it. No. He had to go and open 20 more, 40 more, 100 more KFCs to duplicate himself. So you're going to have to do the same thing. That's what makes any business big. You have to expand. So let's say you taught 3 people how to do their 150. Like how you were taught. You taught them, you got them involved, and you taught them. So it seems like we have a bat in my yard. Anyway, you taught them how to do that 150. When you teach somebody how to do 150 points, right? Now, instead of getting paid for your 150, you're going to get paid for group points. What happens is this guy is going to get 66, he's going to get 66, he's going to get 66. Because that's what his team looks like. But this is your team. So your team is now at 600 points. 600 points pays you around $150 per month. That's US dollars, guys. Alright, let me put US. Now, for the first time that they did their 150, you're going to get a bonus of $300 US. So that month you made around 450 US dollars. Right? Not bad. So a lot of people do this in their first month. So the first month of business you made around $50,000 Jamaican dollars. Not bad. That's business. It's growing, but that's still a small business. You're not aiming to make 50 grand. You're aiming to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what are you going to do? Duplicate some more. If you made $300 bonus, don't you think he would want to make some bonus? You would want to make some bonus? You would want to make some bonus? I'm sure they would. So you're not going to teach them to do what you did. Duplicate themselves. Now, if everybody here does their 150, because remember, 150 are what pays you. 150 are products being moved. You know, everybody does their 150. This is what his team looks like. So he's now 450. He's now making 450. He's 450. This is your entire team. So you're not going to get what your team has done. No, your entire team. If this is 30, 150 points. That amount of people puts you at 1,950 points. That amount of points pays you 550 US dollars per month. That's around 60,000 guys per month. No tax not come out of that. No education tax, no NIS tax, no income tax. That is raw money. So what happens is this. Now, when he gets his 300, he gets his 300, and he gets his $300 bonus like you got before, you're going to get another bonus of 1,225 US dollars. So that month you made around 1,775. So that month you made around $200,000. Not bad. It's getting somewhere, right? But your aim is still not to make that amount of money. It's still to duplicate itself. But what happens is this. He's going to expand his team. He's going to expand his team. And so will everybody else. What will happen? This will be his team, but this will be all your team. So we're saying, build a phenomenal business. Now let me fix some issues that might come from that, because right away a lot of people start to think, aha, pyramid scheme. That man at the top makes all the money. Let me fix that for you right quick. Let me explain to you firstly what a pyramid scheme is. 1. Say that's you. You did your 150 points. My markers are going dead on me, guys. Right? And you taught 2 persons how to do their 150. Right? But then your friend sees the potential of this business and went out and did that. Do you think you would make more money than this guy? I'm sorry to tell you, but you won't be making more money than him, because what happens is this. You have a contract with Amway, and Amway is going to pay you for what you do. Now when you introduced him to Amway, so now he has his own contract. Now Amway is going to pay him for what he does. And what he did was more work than you. You only brought 2, he brought all that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll be making your money, don't get it twisted, but he'll be making more money than you. right? And this is why that is not a pyramid scheme, because it doesn't really matter where you fall. If this guy outworks you, he'll be making more money than him, and him. It doesn't really matter where you fall. It all depends on who does the most work. Who does the most work makes the most money. Plain and simple. Let me explain to you what a pyramid scheme is, because other people don't seem to understand what it is. A pyramid scheme is this, right? And the only legal pyramid scheme is this. Now, in today's society, this is you. You have, in every work, you have a CEO, you have managers, you have supervisors, and then you have floor staff. At what point can the floor staff make more money than the supervisor? It cannot happen. At what point can the supervisor make more money than the manager? It cannot happen. At what time can the floor staff make more money than the CEO? It cannot happen. The only legal pyramid scheme in the world is a job, right? So if Amway was a pyramid scheme, they would have been closed down years ago, because a pyramid scheme is illegal. Now, this company is 57 years old, as I told you guys earlier. They were a pyramid scheme. They would have been locked down, shut down, and thrown away the key years ago, because how the structure is set up, as I showed you guys earlier, it's not a pyramid scheme. Anybody below anybody can make more money. It all depends on who does the most work. Now, again, let me explain something to you guys going forward. Always, please, do your research. Now, this business plan goes on to say, if you have 50 people that are doing 150 points, not 50 people that you would have personally brought on, you would have brought on a few that did brought on their own few, but then you have a team that is equal to 50 people. If you have a team of 50 people that are doing 150, that puts you at 7,500 points. That makes you a platinum within this business. A platinum in this business makes around 3,500 to 4,000 US dollars per month, right? And if you think that can't be done, excuse me, right now we have 32 people in Jamaica who have done this, right? 32 people. They say a platinum ship should take you 6 to 12 months. Now think about it. What will you do in the next year of your life that will make you 4,000 US dollars a month? What? Nothing, because no job will pay that much amount of money. Let's say it didn't take you to a year. Say it took you 2 years. Say it took you 5 years. What job will ever pay you $400,000 a month within the next 2 to 5 years? None. Right? But you can continue checking. Now, as a platinum, you also receive a $30,000 bonus every year. That's your annual bonus that you make yearly. That is US dollars, guys. 30,000 US dollars you make once a year, every year. Different from your monthly income. You also get 2 free trips to the States. All expense paid if you're a platinum within this business. Now, as I said, we have 32 of these people currently in Jamaica. And going into early next year, we're going to probably double this number to somewhere around 50, 60. Right? Because people are really pumping the pump on making this work. Now, let me explain something to you. People always says, the next thing I always hear people say is, if everybody join the business, then who buy the product? Guys, this company sells things that you use every month. Toothpaste, fast bathing soap, snacks, juice, lotion, shampoo, furniture, appliances, everything. Then you buy it, right? Because if you buy it, you still make your points. So that's what your aim is. Like at this point in time, I'm at a point in the business where I no longer get clients. I buy my 150 myself. I buy drinks and I drink it. I buy 10 cases of one juice and put it in my fridge because I don't drink anything that doesn't pay me anymore. Normally I used to love Gatorade. I stopped drinking that because Gatorade doesn't pay me. So now I drink drinks that my company sells that's called sports drink. Or I drink an energy drink that's called Excess. I drink those every day. That's all I drink. I don't even want to drink water from the pipe because I have to pay water commission for that. And them not pay me. Right? So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. So that is the first level within this business, platinum level. I told you we have 32 people so far. That's the first level, right? I won't go any further for this explanation, but pretty much what I want you to see is the bigger your team, the higher your income. There's no cap on your income. Making $500,000 a month is not going to be easy, right? Because if so many people work hard for $40,000 and $50,000 a month, it can't be easy working for $500,000 a month, right? It can't be easy, but it's worth it. Because in your lifetime you will build a dream. You will. But will it be your dream or somebody else's dream? That's what I leave with you guys. Right? Will you build yours or will you build your boss's? Right? So for more information, get with the person that showed you this video. Sit down with them, ask them some questions. Let them show you this face to face. Right? And get the full understanding of what this is. Let them teach you, because they would have done it, so they know how it works. So let them coach you. Get the information from them. Put your pride aside. This is a lot of money to hold on to pride and say, I want nobody teach me nothing. I know everything. If you knew everything, you would have already been a millionaire. You don't know everything. So allow someone else to come into your life, teach you. Allow someone else to come into your life, coach and mentor you and teach you to make millions. Why? Because that person wants you to make millions. Think about it. Remember how this is structured. If you're in their business and you don't make money, they don't make money. So they want you to make money. They want you to make millions of dollars so they can make millions. Facts you are talking about, guys, right? If you're the type of person who said, no, nobody will make the money off of me, stop being stupid. Because your boss makes money off you every day. Right? This way, at least, you get some eye too. Right? Because people make money off you everywhere you turn. But this way, at least somebody helped you. And that's what they're getting paid for helping you. Worldwide Group, that's what they do. They help you to get this thing done. So what happens is, within this business, we have a lot of books. We have a lot of CDs. Because we are all about re-education. Because currently, right now, you're taught how to make chump change. We're going to teach you how to make millions. And thus forth, you have to relearn a lot of things. Right? So, books and CDs are a very important part of this business. If you don't like reading, or let's just not say if you don't like reading. If you're not willing to read, this is not for you. Leave it alone. If you're not willing to listen to some CDs from some people who have made it further along than you and want to teach you, then leave it alone. If you're not willing to make some changes in your life, then this business is not for you. If you still want to get up and go party every night and knock every jump on and waste your money and waste your time, this business is not for you. This business is about change. It's about making sacrifices today for a better life 2 to 5 years from now. Right? This is a long-term investment. It's no get-rich-quick scheme. It's no get in this business and you're rich tomorrow thing. No. This is a 2 to 5 year plan. Right? It's better off than any 40-year plan. That's currently what most people do when they're working. They work for 40 years. And then when they retire broke. We're saying give this business 100% of you for 2 to 5 years and you will be financially free. Alright, so as I said, get with the person who told you or showed you this video and ask them, what's next? Big up on yourself.